Well, good morning. And it is morning, believe me. It's still dark outside, dark 30, and I am getting ready to go to work. I'm just sitting here having some coffee, deciding what I want to eat for breakfast, and just thinking about certain things. I had an interesting dream last night. I dreamed that I was working in a factory again, another steel mill, but I was in my 80s doing this. I had apparently retained enough good health to be able to work full time to make some extra money. And I was living in New Mexico. Well, anyway, I worked in this factory, and I was the subject of a newsmaker report for the evening news about being as old as I was on Social Security and working at this factory. Now, there's a lot of assumptions that I make about the dream now that I look back on it. For instance, the government had not found paying my my pension, not pension, I should say, as sustainable. So they had taken that away from me, left me with my Social Security, so I had to go back to work. I could make that assumption, or I just like to continue having a place to report to for a paycheck. I think the second one is probably the case. It's just a force of habit. So I have all these people. There are all these people that are interviewed about me, and everybody seems to have a good view of me and likes working with me as a team member and as a workmate, and so on. And that's pretty much it about the dream. There's nothing devastating about it. The only thing that I can think of is that at that point my life partner had passed away, apparently, because it was only about me in a small apartment that I lived in. So that may have been the case, and I'm not sure exactly what age I was. Well, now I'm up, and I'm thinking about this, and I'm wondering about the future. But, it's not a sad wonderment. It's not something that I'm sad about or feel negative about. I just think that there's some good times to be had in the future. There are some crises in the world, and there will continue to be because the population is growing, and there's expansion into areas for food growing and to exploit natural resources. People will attempt to resist that. But I think the traditional thought that we have to be a certain way at a certain age, think a certain way because that's just the way it is, because I told you so, that barrier will be overcome. Is just being overwhelmed by the day. There's nobody that tells me what to do on these videos. I think it represents a form of virtual participatory democracy that you can't find anywhere else. Now, the only thing that can be done is to shut the whole thing down and to deny me access. That can be done. But I have a feeling some other thing would take its place, and I think governments realize that there would be an underground internet. There would be a way to get around it. So, that's the way it is. Oh, that's pretty much it this morning. Going to work in about an hour, and that'll be it for me for the day. I'll be back. Got to get ready for my procedure tomorrow at the hospital. So that's all.